What's up, guys? PowerManiac720 here, and I have for you round 5 from the February 22nd Nugget Bridge Live Tournament. I'm playing Inori, which I'm pretty sure is Don Ash, who you may have seen on Nugget or Pokemon Showdown chat. But I'm not quite positive if that's who it is. But I heard someone say that in the IRC chat, so maybe it is. So round 5, and I once again lead Shiftry and Ninetales. I mean, if it's not broken, why fix it, right? As my opponent leads Gyarados and Hydreigon. So once again, the Hydreigon item is going to be huge to find out here. I mean, I'm always trying to figure out these Hydreigon's items. I'm not too concerned about the Gyarados, because Gyarados typically carries some combination of Waterfall and Ice Fang and Earthquake, so I'm not really too worried about any move it could use on me. So the fact that my Heat Wave went before Hydreigon flinched tells me that Hydreigon's not Scarfed. As my opponent actually Thunder Waves the Shiftry, which I was a little annoyed about. But also the surprising thing was that the Gyarados actually outsped the Hydreigon, which is really weird. So I'm just going to keep spamming Heat Waves. Like, of course, both these Pokemon resist Heat Wave, and they both are relatively bulky, but even in the sun, they're taking a significant amount of chip damage, which is kind of what this lead is meant to do. I mean, basically what I want this lead to do is to go out there and cause a whole bunch of chip damage, and then let the big hitters in the back, you know, the Scizor, the Megaments, and the Tracheon clean things up. But I do hold on my Focus Sash, which is nice, and I get a knockoff off onto the Gyarados. And I thought maybe it might have been Scarf because it went faster, but it wasn't. It was Lumberry, so it's just a fast Gyarados and a slow Hydreigon. But he switches out Gyarados and switches in Garchomp. And my opponent goes for the Heat Wave, which Shiftry avoids, which is all fine, well, and dandy with me. Ninetales, of course, survives, and I'm actually able to set up a Tailwind with Shiftry before he faints, which is really awesome. One of the nice things about Shiftry is I can basically survive the Sash, and then, like, a lot of times people try to Sucker Punch it, and I get a free Tailwind up. But, I mean, I'm once again able to get a nice chunk of damage off. As you see, the Dragon Claw comes out on the Ninetales. Of course, it's going to be easy KO from that range. And as long as Heat Wave hits here, I'm going to be KO'd as well. And Garchomp does reveal the Life Orb, which is good to know. But I actually do outspeed the Hydreigon, even though I'm paralyzed, and even though, because of the Chlorophyll and the Tailwind, I'm able to outspeed, which is really surprising. It just shows you how slow the Hydreigon really is. So now I have my two heavy hitters in. This is exactly what I wanted. And I have Tailwind up, so I don't even have to protect on the turn I Mega Evolve, so I don't have to waste any turns of Tailwind, which is really good to know. I'm assuming at this point that the Hydreigon is bulky Specs, whereas he kept spamming Heat Wave, even with, you know, Ninetales such low health. Maybe it's just because of the sun. But I don't really anticipate that Hydreigon staying in, so I instead just go for the Rock Slide and the Dragon Claw onto Salamence, figuring if Hydreigon stays in, I KO it with Rock Slide. If it doesn't, then whatever switches in is taking a stab Rock Slide, which in this case is Gyarados, which is fine with me. But the Garchomp does protect, which is fine. I kind of anticipated that. There's no reason not to Dragon Claw it, though. As you see, Rock Slide comes out and is able to KO the Gyarados. So all this means is that next turn I get to pick up the KO, on the Garchomp. But my opponent does send out the Venusaur, which is a little concerning because that could cause me some problems. Because now I have two Pokemon that I need to KO, and both of them are KO'd by Salamence. Of course, Salamence can't KO both of them at once. So I protect Terrakion, and I go for the Dragon Claw onto Garchomp, and I pick up the KO. And I'm really hoping that the Venusaur goes for the Giga Drain and not like a Sleep Powder or a Leech Seed onto Mens, because then I could be in trouble. And luckily, he does go for the Giga Drain. I could have just Rock Slided there and gone for Parahax, but I wasn't really feeling that. So now I'm in really good shape. I can just Double Edge, which I don't anticipate to KO since I'm at -1, and it does not. And I can also just Rock Slide. So as long as all these Rock Slides miss, you know, I go for the Close Combat just to make sure I don't, because I didn't want to miss a Rock Slide and then get KO'd by Draco Meteor. And at this point the match is over unless my opponent has Sleep Powder. I think it's really the only way he could have won, but even then it would have been like such a low chance. At that point he forfeits because next turn Double Edge of course KOs, and if it somehow doesn't KO, then Rock Slide would. So that was round 5, currently 4-1 in the tourney, so stay tuned for round 6.